So ayan. So let's start with understanding what are random variables. Dito tayo muna magko-concentrate, and then I'll introduce some concept on distributions or distribution functions. Particularly, may dalawa tayong distribution functions na pag-uusapan. One is the cumulative distribution function, and the other one you mentioned earlier, the probability density function. So ayan ang ano natin. And later, although hindi natin madi-discuss today, we will talk about expectations. Dito mag-uumpisa yung understanding natin bakit tayo nagko-compute ng average, ng mean, median at mode, yung tinatawag na central tendency. Each of the data set that you will always encounter, bakit ka magko-compute ng central tendency nun? So what that number is all about. So we will be talking about it. So the approach medyo gagawin natin, hindi to masyado applied, pero mag-i-interject ako ng some of the applications that is needed. But most of the discussion will be on a theoretical level. So parang abstract algebra, pero i-apply natin ulit. Maganda dito kasi may real-world application to kaagad eh. So first, let's start with the abstract definition of what you call a random experiment, or later we will be calling this a probability space. So may tatlo tayong symbol na gagamitin. One is omega, capital omega. The other one is a script A. And the third one is the common na ginagamit nating symbol for the probability. Okay? The omega here will stand for what you call a sample space. Okay? Or this is just the totality of possible outcomes. Okay. Halimbawa, at least we could give right away anong ibig ng sabihin ng statement na to. So if you're tossing, say for example, a single pair coin, ano yung outcome na lalabas if you toss a coin?
50-50 po na.
50-50 yun. Particularly kung coin natin is say Philippine coin or American coin. So ang outcome yun, pwede head, 50%, or 50% on tails. So ito yung magiging symbol natin na nagagamitin. So meaning, we're talking about a sample space, all possible outcomes. How about when you toss a die? Yung
6 po na. 6.
6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or all of the faces numbered on a cube. So pwede din yan. Okay. So these are examples of what you call a sample space. Totality of all of the outcomes of an experiment. Second one, meron tayong tinatawag, actually, tatawagin ko to later, algebra of events. So ngayon, pero tatawagin ko lang siyang collection of subsets or events of omega. Ang ibig niya lang sabihin, try to imagine you have your omega, may mga laman yan. Ang A mo dito, script A mo, is just a collection of subsets of your omega. Okay? So meaning, nilagay mo lang as one set, lahat ng mga possible subsets you can think of, including the null set or the empty set or the whole omega. Andun yun sa loob. Okay? So let me take note of this. So pwede yung null set ay nasa loob ng algebra mo. Tatawagin ko na lang tong algebra para at least may meaning tong mamaya. When we study about, kung babalik tayo sa abstract algebra, bakit tinawag tong algebra, may meaning yan. So ngayon, let's accept na we will just call this algebra of events. Or ang omega ay andun din sa buong script A. Meaning si A mo, it's just a collection of subsets. Okay? Then finally, let's define what you call your probability function. Okay? Or we will just call this a set function. Kasi later, when we talk about the real analysis na naman, mag-iiba yung meaning nito. Meron kayong mag-ano tayo. So when you're talking about measure theory, ang term na ginagamit pa rin set function when you're talking about probability. For now, sabihin na lang natin, it is a set function, or we will call this later probability. By the way, shortcut ng word ko na probability, ito yon. So natutunan ko to sa mga probability professors ko. Tamad na sila magsulat ng mahabang word na probability, proby na lang. Yan, probability.
Ano po na you can never go over 5 letters po. Pag
Ayan.
kailangan pa ng contraction.
Sometimes kasi ako, may problema ako, carpal tunnel problem ako, sometimes sumasakit to. So, mas maganda yung mga shortcuts kasi mabilis siya isulat. So, when you're talking about this probability, sabi natin function siya, di ba? Ang domain niya ay yung mga collection of subsets of in your alpha and your script A or algebra. Tapos ang output, di ba probability siya? So, ano nga mga values ng probability? Ano mo pa, yung mga probabilities, ano ba yun? Anong klaseng numbers yun?
Mga ano po lang.
Pwede ba siya maging negative?
No.
No. So particularly,
0 to 1 na po.
0 to 1. Tama. So pwede siya 0, pwede siya 1, or in between 0 to 1. So take note, it's a function whose outputs you are expecting to be 0 to 1. So all of these three, ang tatlo na to, we will just simply call this omega, alpha, and p to be what you call, tawagin natin siyang probability space. Okay. Di ba sa linear algebra nyo may tinatawag tayong vector space, Hilbert space, orthogonal space. So ito din yon. Actually, ang probability space is a vector space.
Okay.
Meron siyang additional na meaning. So hindi na natin i-discuss to as linear algebra. So basta tawagin lang muna natin siyang probability space. Okay, so let's have specific examples. Maganda kasi we can visualize this right away. Okay, first, example number 1, yung sabi natin kanina, let's consider examples. Let's consider the experiment of tossing a single coin. Isang coin lang. Mabilis lang to. Gagawin. Coin. Single coin. So, gaya ng sabi mo kanina, all of the possible outcomes, so sabihin natin, let's call this omega. So, when you toss a coin, anong unang lalabas? So, it can be a head or it can be a tail. So, let's use the symbol H for head. Tapos yung symbol na T for tails. Okay. So, next, let's discuss what you call a random variable. So let's define, dito ko pala, nalimutan kong i-insert ditong definition ng random variable. Definition of a random variable. I believe narinig mo na yung tinatawag na random variable. Tama ba, Joshua?
Ano ba?
Okay. So let's define random variable formally. Ito lang ibig sabihin ng random variable. Normally, ginagamit na letter for a random variable. You can use x, y, z. So normally, kung isa lang naman siya, let's call this x. Ang random variable is actually a function from the set of all outcomes or your omega or your sample space to a real number. So yun lang naman ang ibig sabihin ng random variables. Okay? And you can define a subset in your collection of omega. We can define this as a set. Ito yung magiging itsura ng set natin. Let A sub R be the collection of elements of omega. Tawagin ko lang silang small omega, ang elements ng big omega, such that x of omega is less than or equal to R. So anong ibig sabihin nito? Meaning, gusto nating i-collect ang lahat ng mga omega that satisfies ng random variable mo is less than or equal to R. So meaning, ang ibig sabihin, this A sub R is a subset of your omega. Subset lang yan siya. Kasi you're defining all of the possible omegas that could satisfy. And meaning, then, ang A sub R mo is an element of your algebra. Kasi, remember, anong ang pagka-define natin ng algebra earlier? Ng A? It's just the collection
Lahat,
of
lahat
subsets.
subsets po na.
Yan. So, yan lang. So, we will be making use of this notation later. Magagamit tayo ng some of the notations we will have. Babalikan natin yan. Okay. So, in this case, let's define what is our random variable. So, let me write it here. So, magdi-define ako ng random variable ko omega such that maglalagay ko halimbawa kung medyo preferable mong palaging head ang lalamang. So let's put a weight. Let's call the weight 1 if the outcome is head, tapos 0 if the outcome is tail. Diba? Dalawa lang naman ng possibility na to. So
Opo.
may question. Itong question ko sa iyo, Joshua. If I am going to collect all possible subsets of omega, ano yung laman ng algebra mo?
1-0 null tsaka yung 1-0 po na set.
So it can be null, it can be 0, it can be 1, or yung buo, di ba? The whole omega, which is, sorry, not 1 pala. I'm sorry, hindi ito na 1, but I'll be using, kasi we're talking about elements of omega, hindi to 0, hindi to 1, kundi gagamit tayo ng head at yung tail mo. Okay? Clear?
Opo.
Nako? Ayan. All right. So, let's discuss the probability. Anong masasabi mo kung ang probability mo ng event mo, like omega, an element omega, such that your omega or your random variable is less than 1? Ayan. Anong magiging probability mo dito? If it's a fair coin.
Dapat 0.1 po. Ay, 0.5. Dapat
1. 0.5
0.5.
or we'll just mas maganda kasi yung itsura ng fraction. So gawin natin
1/2 po na.
okay. So, that's for the coin. Pero ngayon medyo pang grade 1 tong coin na to eh. Gawin natin magda-dice tayo. Dalawang dice, a pair of dice.
Maganda po yun eh. Parang kumaga yung right in format po. Tapos yun pala yung pinaprove na lang po 1 + 1 = 2. Tapos yung ganun po.
Tama. Actually, yan ang gagawin natin. First, can you tell me, dalawang dice. So it's a cube with the numbers 1 to 6. Throw them together. Question, what will be our sample space? Ano magiging laman yan ng sample space mo? Magtataas ka lagi ng dice. Dalawa yan. At
Siguro,
kukunin mo lang yung number on top.
so there are 12 of them po na 6 pero dalawa a pair of 6 po kumaga.
Sa pair of 6. So ilan lahat ng magiging laman ng omega natin dito?
12 dapat po.
12 lang ba?
12 lang.
Di ba sabi mo, dalawang pairing yan eh. So therefore, pwede 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5,
Okay.
1, 6.
So, combination 6, 6. Oo nga na. So, ano po na. Dapat kung let's say nasa left tsaka right, permutation ng 6.
So therefore,
So, 6.
isipin mo muna. Di ba meron kang dalawang dice, tatapon mo. Ilang possible outcomes ang lalabas? So example, pwede 1, 1, pwede 3, 5, pwede 4, 6. So ilan yan lahat?
Pero hindi pwede pala pong 6 to choose 2 kasi pwede po mag 6, mga ganun po.
Oo, hindi siya ganon. Pero gagamit ka ng multiplication principle.
For every number 6. So 36.
36. Tama. Kasi dalawa naman siya eh. So therefore, you have a pair. Pwede yung first element mo is I. Second element mo is yung I. Such that yung I mo at both J, pwede siya mag-appear hanggang 6. So therefore, ilan ang laman nito? Of course, there are 36 of this. Okay? Now, let's define a random variable. Define tayo. May dalawa tayong gagawin ngayon. Magmamanually tayo fill up ng all of the possible na magiging outcome ng isang random variable. Then let's simulate it using MATLAB later. The first random variable na pag-iisipan natin, say, let's define this random variable ij to be the sum I plus j. Ayan. So meaning, ang first toss, o kung dalawang dice yan, tatapon mo, anong magiging result? Add them together. Clear?
Opo.
Yan. Question. What's the minimum outcome? What's the maximum outcome?
Opo. So yung minimum is sneak ay 2. Tapos yung
2.
12 po.
Yan. So let's write this down. Sulat natin. So dito ko na lang isusulat sa baba. Pwede pala idugtong ko na lang dito. Saan yun? Ito. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dito ko na lang sulat sa baba. Pangit kasi na ikakat ko siya. So, ito.
Parang invincible yung ano po na yung isang 6 po. Hindi na siya itong eraser.
Sige, ano yan? Ano yung random variable ko? X of ij is equal to I plus j. Yan ang gusto natin gawing random variable. So sabi mo minimum is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ang maximum is
12 po.
Okay, so lagyan ko lang ng line dyan. Now, can you tell me, gawin ko tong red, can you tell me anong mga dice on top yon ng mga numbers whose sum will be equal to 2?
1, 1 na po.
1, 1 lang. So therefore, let's write this 1, 1. Okay. Next, how about 3?
1, 2 na po.
1, 2. Pwede din ba 2, 1?
Is that considered different po?
Kasi there are two different dice naman eh. Unless kung isang die lang yun.
Let's say kung red die tapos ang blue die, so pwede mo 2, 1.
Yan. So 2, 1. Okay. Next. How about 4?
1, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1 mo.
Okay, 1, 3, 3, 1. Tapos 2, 2. Okay. Next, how about 5?
1, 4, 2, 3, 3, 2, 4, 1.
Ito mas gusto kong technique. Kung nasabi mo ng 1, 4, 4, 1 ko na lang.
Tapos sa next
So
one.
para at least
1, 4, 4, 1. Tapos sa 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Parang may duality na po sila.
Actually, yun ang sabi ko, mas mabilis ko maalala. So 2, ano yan? 2, 3, 3, 2, and wala.
Wala na po.
Meron pa ba? Wala na. Okay. Next, how about 6?
1, 5, 5, 1.
Okay, 1, 5, 5, 1.
4, 4, 2, 3, 3.
Okay. 2, 4, 4, 2, 3, 3. Okay. Next, how about 7?
1, 6, 6, 1, 2, 5, 5, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3.
Ay, ang bilis mo. Dali lang. Iniiwan mo ako. 2, 5, 5, 2,
3,
3,
4,
4, and 4, 3. Okay. Okay, how about 8?
1, 7, 7, 1. Okay. So parang may pattern po na. 1, 7, 7, 1, 2, 6, 6, 2, 3, 3, 5, 5, 3, 4, 4.
Question. May 7 ba sa dice?
Okay. So yun po.
So ano yun?
Napaisip po ka doon. So, okay. So, may limit kasi po yung dice mismo. So, hindi pwedeng ganun lang.
Yes.
So, the pwede is 2, 6, 6, 2.
That's correct. 2, 6,
3,
6, 2, 3,
3, 5, 5,
5, 5, 3, and
4, 4 mo.
4, 4. Ayan. Next.
Stop na po siya sa 7 up, tapos bababa po.
1.
2, Hindi na pwede 2-7. Ah, okay. So, kasi may 6 nga pa sa limit. So, every
Ah,
time na sana it could be 2-7, nawawala. So, nagiging 3-6 na lang po.
so, if-fix mo si 6. So,
Opo,
magiging
po siya.
3-6.
3-6-6-3.
Sunod.
4-5-5-4. Wala na. Yun na po.
Yan na. That's correct. Next.
Bell curve. Ah,
Oh, mamaya. Makikita mo yan.
ayun na po. Parang nakita ko na po lumalabas yung curve. Ah,
Okay.
4-6-6-4-5-5. Ayun, wala na po.
Yan. Tama. 4-6, 6-4, and 5-5. Last two.
Uh, 5-6-6-5.
All right.
Tapos na finally 6-6 po.
6-6. Okay. So, kung gaganon ko siya, makikita mo, hindi pala nag-ano eh. Hindi siya hindi siya naggaganon sa ano ko sa tab ko lang pala mangyayari yan. So, in this case,
Ganun
you
lang po.
see a distribution of the data. Diba? Nakikita mo yung distribution ng data. And later, we will be doing the simulation. Dapat magmumukhang ganon ang itsura niya.
Ganun board na yung ganun po. Parang
Ayan.
bell curve.
Pero is that always the case? Halimbawa, I'll introduce you a second one. Second random variable to, pangalawang random variable. Let's call this y now, ij. Pero sa ngayon, gagawin natin, compute for the absolute difference. Yan.
So then mawawala po yun kasi absolute value parang 'di ba po yung graph na yun, instead of linear may broken. So
Mm.
ganun din siguro po yung distribution niya, may effect din po yan.
So my question, ano yung pinakamaliit at anong pinakamalaki? Anong pinakamaliit na absolute
So
difference?
0 po siguro yung pinaka-absolute.
Zero. That's correct.
Greatest.
Ang pinakamalaki?
Say 5 mo.
Okay, 5. So that's 1 minus 6. Correct. So, or 6 minus 1. Absolute value. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So at this time, isipin mo, ano yung magiging lahat ng mga pairs that results to 0?
Everything po na 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6
Okay.
po.
1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3.
Doesn't look good from the start po kasi hindi na po siya bell curve.
That's
Siguro
correct. 5, 5,
pinakauna.
and 6, 6. Okay. Next.
2 1 3 2 4. Wait. Kung 2 1 1 2 rin po na. So 1
Oh,
1
kasi absolute difference yan eh.
po na.
So 2, umpisa natin sa 2, 1. 1, 2 muna para at least parang may ano tayo. 2, 1.
1 2 2 1.
1.
Uh,
Sunod.
2 3 3 2
Okay, 2, 3, 3, 2,
3 4 4 3.
3, 4, 4, 3. Next.
4 5 5 4.
4, 5, 5, 4. And
6
then finally,
6 5 6 6 6. 5 6 6 5.
6, 5. Okay. Now, next. 2.
1 3 3 1.
Ayan, 1, 3, 3, 1.
2 4 4 2.
2, 4, 4, 2.
3 5 5 3.
3, 5, 5, 3.
4 6 6 4. Yun lang ba?
4, 6, 6, 4. Ayun. Pansin mo, mula bumaba, tumaas, bumaba na siya. How about 3?
1 4 4 1.
That's correct. 1, 4, 4, 1.
5 5 2.
5, sorry?
2 5
Sunod? 2, 5, 5, 2.
3 6 6 3.
Okay, 3, 6, 6, 3. Gaya ng una, kanina. How about 4?
By 2. So, kasi nawawala po yung isang potential eh. So, it removes a pair. So, is going down by 2. So, 1 5 5 1 2 6.
Yan, 2, 6, and 6, 2.
Finally,
Then
1, 6,
finally,
1.
1, 6, 6, 1. So, actually, yung ginawa mo, you look at the distribution of all of this outcome na ang experiment, ang random variable mo is the sum and the absolute difference of the said outcomes ng pagtotos mo ng dalawang dice. When in fact, actually, you will see certain mga configurations meron kayo. Number one, sa una, how many bang lahat-lahat na yan na red? Ilan yan?
Ano ko na, triangular. So, from 1 to 5, tsaka from 1 to 6.
So
So,
there are 1,
10, 10, 10,
3,
5, 36.
36. So
Tama.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And all of this are actually mayroon kang 36 outcomes. How about this one? Pangalawa.
10, 10, 6. Okay. So,
You have 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You have 6.
8 na ba?
Well, 8 pala. Sorry. 8, 6, 4, 2. So ilan niya lahat?
10, 10, 26. Yung ba?
26 ba?
Yes, 36 pala. Wait na ba? 2, 8. Yes, 36 po.
36. Pareho lang, actually. 36. So all of this stuff, all of the outcome that you're going to have will always be 36. But take note, we're talking about probabilities. So anong probability ng bawat isa ng mga outcomes? So at this time, you can now see the computation. So ang probability dito, this is 1 over 36 kasi isa lang siya. Yung probabilities pangalawa, 2 over 36. Pangatlo, 3, 4, 5, 6 over 36. Tapos the rest, babalik yan 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So in other words, if you will add all of this, it's equal to what? Yung lahat ng mga probabilities na yan.
36 over 36 po.
That's equal to
1.
1. Okay. Similarly, ganun din dito. 6 over 36, 10 over 36, 8 over 36, 6 over 36, 4 over 36, 2 over 36. All of this, if you add this is just equal to 1. But ang ginawa natin, we actually determined everything. Hindi tayo nag-completely yung tinatawag talagang random experiment. Meaning, from random numbers, random outcomes. So, ang question, what if gagawin natin, kung tatanungin ko ikaw dyan ngayon, okay, Joshua, lumabas ka ng bahay, bumili ka ng 2 dice, tapos pag uwi mo, I'll be asking you, i-throw mo ang dice several times, say sabihin natin 100 times, and I want you to record the sum and the differences. And then gawin mo, can you tally yung mga outcomes na gagawin mo? So that's 100 times.
Painful torture po na.
Pero at least 100. Magagawa mo pa ba? Kaya pa ba yan kung 100?
Mahirap na po yan. Pero kaya.
Pero kaya. Pero what if tatanungin ko, gawin mo ng 10,000.
Ayun na po yung parang, just free me from this burden.
Mas lalo na kung tatanungin ko, gawin mo na lang 1 million.
Ayun na po yung parang,
Pero ang maganda dito is that we are doing an experiment. And right now, we are now blessed with computer programs. So pwede natin i-simulate. Di ba? Masa-simulate na
siguro
natin.
po yung mga 16th century, how did they do that?
Tama. Imagine, mag-iisip lang sila, no? It's more of theoretical thinking, pero nagawa nilang ganito. But right now, what we will do, isa-simulate natin sa pagtuthrow ng dice. So, this is what we will be doing. By the way, this is MATLAB. Ito yung mga code actually sa MATLAB, ang CLC in clear. I-clear niya lang yung anong laman ng mga variables kung saan mag-store ang data. Yung CLC dito, kung anong nakasulat dito sa command window, i-clear niya lang. So what if, gawin natin munang sabi natin hindi siya painful o 100 na simulations ng pagtuthrow ng die. So ito yung magiging command. Ito yung dalawang command na to. It will randomly choose a number from 1 to 6.
Opo.
Tapos kukunin niya yung sum of the number at kukunin yung absolute difference ng number. At uulitin mo ito if for loop mo siya ng 100 times. Okay, gets?
Very,
What?
ano pa, very syntactic pala po siya na yung for loop na simple.
Di ba, simple, actually, ang maganda sa MATLAB, parang ano to hindi siya ganun.
Parang English pa na, yung ano na. For 1 is 1 to n. So parang it's more, ano po, parang more English-like.
Di ba? Unlike yung Python, for example, napaka-conscious pa sa spacing. Hindi mo siya mararan kung
Ano
nagkamali ka
pa
sa
po yun, parang
spacing.
yung the Python programmer brings a ruler. Yun po yung ano dyan.
Parang ganun, actually. That's an outcome. Then, ang gagawin natin, after running all of this data, nasi-save niya lang yung data mo, so we will compute for the frequency of all of this. So, mako-compute natin yung frequency and then titingnan natin yung mga distributions. Then, let's graph everything. So, i-graph natin lahat-lahat. So 100 na pagtuthrow ng dice, let's run this. Ira-run ko siya lahat-lahat. Mag-change folder pala ako muna. Ayun. So, from the 100 dice, ito na yung itsura ng outcome. So, hindi siya katulad ng ginawa natin earlier, pero it's close to this, di ba? It's close to what we have done.
Siguro the more ano po na, the more attempts, magiging mas ano po siya
Mas
na.
maganda. So, gawin na natin 1 million. Para at least, sagarin na natin ganun kami. So, let's run this. Ang maganda lang, mabilis to i-run. So, ayun na.
Ayun. So
Ito na,
talagang
ginawa na
it
yun.
really gets so it gets so better, so much better po na the more.
The more. So ngayon, kasi maganda dito is that rather than looking at as well yung theoretical way to come up with a distribution, what if can you come up with a probabilistic frequency? Meaning to say, experiment talaga. Like for example, if you want to simulate a drug na ang effectivity ng drug. So kung hindi siya human sample, say for example, computer sample siya, can you simulate and then come up with a probability distribution after the simulation? Anong successes, anong failures? So come up with the distribution. So ganun din dito when throwing a pair of dice. So try to measure all of the possible outcomes. Then you come up with the distribution. And then ang tanong, more likely ba anong number ang lalabas siya when you are taking the sum or taking the absolute difference? In this case, we always see that it's 7. Lakihan natin ito, that it is 7 when you are to do the distribution.
So
When summing pala, or
mag-bet
1.
po kayo na. Mag-bet po kayo pero ano, alam niyo na po yung probability distribution ganun po. So lagi po yun mag-bet po yun. I bet you $100 each time na 7 will win. So ano mo na.
Tama. Pero
Magkaka
ang ano lang dito, ang mahirap kasi dito, in real world example, hindi siya palagi ganito kaganda. Now, you can always formulate and do the computations. But sometimes you have to really make use of simulation. So
no.
once in a while, babalikan natin some of the simulations that we will be doing in the future. Pero I'll encourage you, try to write a code in Python ba? Or anong code ba
Siguro
yung
for graphical po, ano, graphical output, Python siguro po.
Python. So I would recommend try to write a code like this in Python. Let's see later sa sunod, tatanong kita, kamusta man ang code mo? Actually, ko-convert ko lang to sa Python. May conversion na tayong gagawin. Actually,
Ma'am.
by the way, you can convert codes now using ChatGPT. So, mako-convert niya na yung mga from, say, MATLAB to Python, Python to Java, so on and so forth. Ang pinakamaganda doon, as long as you're comfortable making use of one computer language. So,
Opo.
that's what I usually encourage my student. Master a computer language, kahit isa lang muna. Then, try to understand the others. So, kasi may mga AI na that do the conversion. Although in reality may mali pa rin yan, hindi siya perfectly na lalabas as a good code. So hanapin mo lang mali. So So you can perfectly write a new code based on what language that you are comfortable with.
Mawa.
Okay? So for now, ito yung mga computations sa simulation. Before I'll continue with our next discussion, may mga question ka ba so far, Joshua?
Meron pa po, yung ano na po, meron pa po siyang ano, sa Python po, yung alam ko siguro pong 100% na graphical representation. Yung turtle po na, yung kumaga, it will draw, at is a turtle with a pen po, tapos draw na po yung function.
Really nice.
Kaya niyo ba po yun? Sa ano? Kaya ba po yun mag-draw na ng probability density curve?
Yeah, pwede.
From
Pwede.
ano po yung
It,
probability?
iti-trace niya. It's either you trace all of the points via some interpolation, or kung alam mo na yung probability density function, so you can right away compute for the you can plot for the probability density function.
Hmm. Baka it could take some time po na yung may yung calculus po na with more attempts. So per point gagawa na po na automatically ng function for each para meron na po siyang magandang graph.
Okay. Pero unless kung meron ka ng dataset. Pero kung wala kang dataset and if you want to compute for a particular function, so pwede mo siya compute, or kung you are to compute for the parameters, so magde-data fit ka pa. May mga curve fitting
Tama.
tools kang gagamitin. Python, maraming packages dyan. Pwede mong free pa. Wala kang
Tama.
babayaran. Compared sa MATLAB kasi may mga babayad ka pa eh. So, unless
It itself po is paid po. So parang lahat sila, I need credit for my work kasi paid naman mismo po yung MATLAB. So parang kailangan po ng
yeah, ganun ang ginagawa eh. Binayaran mo yung convenience mo. Parang ganun, para mabilis mo siyang i-compute. So well, anyway, so far, ito yung gagawin natin. Let's have some notations that we will be using for the next set of discussion that we're going to have. So, sorry. So, ito pala yon. So, the notations na gagamitin ko are as follows. So, when we are to look for, note ko lang dito So, halimbawa, if we are to compute for the probability of an event such that all of your random variables would satisfy R. Kasi 'di ba napaka-hassle siya isulat kung ito yung magiging itsura niya. Rather than pwede mo siyang i-define this way. You're only looking for the probability that your random variable is less than R. So pwedeng ganun na lang ang pagsusulat natin ng shortcut. Halimbawa, let's compute dito sa x, ang x ito x natin. Can you look for the probability that your x is less than or equal to, say, 6? Chat. Based on this data, what is the probability?
5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, 15 po na.
So that would be
15,
15 out of over
36 po.
36. So that's one. Or you can simplify this, divide by 3. So that will be 5 over.
Over ano po, 12.
Okay. So that's one. Or kung gusto mo, again, long-term to na pagsusulat, napaka-crazy siya isulat. This is just the omega of all omegas such that x, ang omega pala natin, sorry dito, kung gusto mong i-formalize,
Parang ano po na yung when you need more word count po sa essay. So maglalagay po yun for when the ano po marami pong mga filler.
oo nga, ito yung pang-filler to na gusto mo talaga medyo mahababa and magmumukhang parang genius, parang gano'n. So isulat mo gano'n. Ang daming symbol. So this is another way of writing our probability of an event. So ito mas compact to, mas maganda to isulat rather than mas mahaba. So therefore,
Pero baka mas
once in a while magsi-switch tayo
pero baka mas nuanced po yung second po na. So kung baka may mas specific po kayong gustong probability, baka yun yung mas maganda na po.
Yes. Ginagamit to mostly when you are now to consider proving, magpo-prove ka na that involves events from an algebra of events. So I think may mga proof tayong gagawin that we will be utilizing this in this context. Okay? So ito yung magiging symbol na gagamitin natin for the following definition of a cumulative distribution function. So ito yung munang first definition natin. Definition, cumulative distribution function. All right. So first, so we will use the symbol capital letter F to signify it is the cumulative distribution function. So si capital letter F gagamitin natin. Tapos yung function natin would look like this. May capital X ka sa baba, tapos may small x ka sa taas. Ang ibig lang naman sabihin nitong x mo dito, let me use the red pen. Red pen. Okay. Ang x mo dyan is your random variable. Okay? So, yun ang magiging notation na makikita mo sa notes natin. Okay. So, the cumulative distribution function is defined as follows. This is the probability of your random variable x is less than x. Okay? Or, kung isusulat mo in notation form, this is the probability of the event omega in omega such that your random variable defined by omega is less than small letter x. Okay? So, ito yan. Yung probability distribution function natin. So, this time, we can write these functions in some forms na we can nicely write. Okay? So, from our two examples earlier, let me write this down. So, for example, let's consider tossing a single, but let's consider, hindi natin sinabi kanina, balance ang coin. So, may equal chance ang probability of it's a head or a tail. So, let x be the number of heads. So, isang coin lang to, ha? Okay. So, what do you think would be the cumulative distribution function of tossing a single coin? Cumulative siya. So therefore, ito yung magiging choice mo. If your random variable x will have a value negative or will have a value from 0 to 1, pwede 0 but not 1, or if your x is greater than 1. Yan. So can you tell me the cumulation of all of this? Una, for example, so remember ang random variable mo is nag-iisip ka ng number of heads. So if it's less than 0, meaning less than 0 na number of heads, ano ba yung probability for it to come out na ganun yung magiging value niya? What do you think, Joshua?
So if x is less than 0, then ano pa na? Wala ba?
Wala. So therefore, it is 0. So
Okay.
walang probability. Parang imposible siya magiging may probability. How about if ang number of heads mo it's at least 0? So meaning kung kung 0 siya, hindi siya head, therefore tail siya. So what's the probability?
Mm, 0 din ba?
Oh, ito. 'Di ba nagbibiling ka
Ay, hindi. Pwede ba? 0.5 kasi may heads mo na.
Tama. Or ako again gagamitin ko instead of 0.5. 1. Okay, yan ang gagamitin ka. How about if your number of heads is at least 1 or greater? What's the probability? So meaning it's already ahead na or greater.
Yes, it's also 0.5 mo.
Pero in this case, greater na. So nagbibilang ka na ng lahat.
0 na ba?
Again, ang random variable mo, if it's a head, head siya.
So that's 1 half po.
Cumulative to lahat. Cumulative. Inipon mo siya lahat-lahat.
1 po na.
So, 1 na. Okay, that's correct.
Kasi lahat po, okay. So, everything combined po na within those ano po na.
That's right. Next, ito, pangalawa. Ang kanina, you toss a coin, tossing a pair of dice. Tapos ang dice natin, balance to with a random variable x and sum of the faces, I plus j. Ito yan. So, can you tell me muna, ito, based sa ginawa natin earlier, ito, can you give me the probability distribution nito? Kung isusulat mo dito on this side, so, haba ako yan, medyo mahaba-haba yan. So, una, what's the probability that if x is less than or equal, not necessarily, less than 2 muna pala tayo. Less than 2. Yan. So, anong probability nito? Based on this illustration. Kung ang random variable mo na x is just the sum. Joshua?
Ano po?
So, eto, magko-compute ka ng
Zero po
cumulative
na. Zero
distribution
po.
function. 0, yung una. Okay. Next, if your x is at least 2, but less than 3.
2, 1. So,
Therefore,
1 na po. Hindi pa po umabot sa 3. So, only 2 lang po yung mga count. 1 na po. 1 na po.
that's 1 over?
1 over 36 po.
Okay. How about if it's from 3, but less than 4?
So, 2 plus 1, 3 out of 36.
36. Okay. Let me consider 2 more. Okay, sulit natin to.
Ito yung numbers pa na. So, next is 6 tapos 10 over 36.
6 over 36, 10 over 36, and so on. Yung pinakahuli dito, if x is greater than or equal to 12. Ayan.
Opo.
That will be equal to?
Ano po na? Lahat po 36 out of 36. 1 na po.
Therefore, that's 1. Okay? So now, ang gagawin natin is that we can rewrite this expression as follows. So, pwede natin isulat. By the way, ito, pwede na natin itong isulat, yung expression na to, as the following. 1/2 if it is from 0 to 1, x. Tapos, it is 1 if it's from 1 to positive infinity. Okay? So, alam mo yung expression na to, ito yung sinusulat ko ngayon. Let me rewrite this para at least you could see this again. Medyo ano ko lang to, usog ko konti. Ay, hindi nag-move si 0 and 1. Silang, erase ko na lang yung 0 and 1. 1, 0, and 1. So, I'll write this as follows. Pwede ko siyang isulat as 1/2. If your x falls from 0 to 1 of x plus 1 times 1 to positive infinity of x. Okay? Na-encounter mo bang function na to, Joshua? Ito yung klaseng function na yan.
May tawag ba? Ano pa yung name mo?
Ang tawag dito, this is called the indicator.
Hindi po.
So, ang indicator function, simple lang ibig niyang sabihin. It means that if this is your set A, ang set natin from 0 to 1 on x, it's 1 if your x is in A, 0 if x is not in A. So, yan lang yung indicator function. So, meaning, kung si x mo ay nasa 0 to 1, 1 half yan. Di ba? 1 times 1 half. So, 1 half. Otherwise, 0. So, therefore, if your x is from 1 to infinity, so 1 siya. So, therefore, it's a much more nicer way of, of, of condensing your function into indicator functions. So, ito yung magiging itsura ng indicator functions natin. Okay? Now, how about the other one? Kanina, yung ginawa natin dito. Can you express this as an indicator function? Masusulat mo ba siya in a really nice indicator function?
Baka po. So,
What do you think would be a nice indicator function dito?
kung ano po na, kung n. Siguro nga po yung 1 plus 2 plus parang gano'n po. Ano po yung tawag?
Yan. Pwede yan.
Angular.
So, paano siya isulat? What do you think?
Summation?
Yes, magsasum ka. Sulat natin.
Yun po. So, summation from ano po na, n over 36, blah, 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 blah. Yun po.
Sulat natin na, saan na yan? I'll use the green. F of x, so syempre, unang indicator function mo, you're taking the sum of your I over 36, where your I pala, K na lang gagamitin ko, kasi para at least, hindi tayo masyadong mag-ano sa I. So, K over 36, where K is from 1 to, tingnan ninyo, kung isasam mo to, saan ka magkakaproblema? Kung i-add mo lahat-lahat yan, ang I mo, di ba bababa siya dito na side? Yan. So, okay mag-sum kung increasing. Kasi maganda yung magiging itsura niya. Pero kung decreasing, magkakaproblema ka. So, therefore, what we can do is we can limit ang sum natin. K will be from 1 to 6. Kasi, babalikan natin dito, from 1 to 6 lang naman yung maganda. Ayan. And then the rest, pwede natin pababain. Or pwede din dito hanggang dyan. Okay. So let's take the sum of all of this. So from 1 to 6, indicator function natin is that your I is from I to I plus 1 of x. Medyo na-get mong una na hinahanap natin. Okay. Next, tapos ang next naman, pababa. So pababa tayo. Plus the sum of, gawin natin letter n, 6 minus n over 36. So, pababa na siya. Where your n here starts from 1 to 5. Para may kulang ako. 1 to 6, no? Tingnan natin. Tama. 1 to 6. Hanggang dito pala.
Tapos ano po na, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 na po.
Yan. Tama. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So ito 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pero i-indicate natin, may indicator function tayo from 6 plus n to 7 plus n. Pero excluded of x. Okay? Pero ang last, syempre dapat, ang pinakadulo after na ng 12, dapat 1 na siya. From 12 to positive infinity. Okay? So that's one way na mas maganda yung writing yung nung ating cumulative function. Okay? Clear? Although, pag-practice natin ito, kung may mga further examples na tayo with different distributions, mas maisusulat mo nicely ito. Sa ngayon, medyo pangit pa siya ng itsura ng cumulative distribution function natin. But we need to understand some of the properties of our cumulative distribution function. So what are the properties that we are to consider? Properties of a cumulative distribution function. Again, the word cumulative, so meaning iniipon mo.
Opo.
Kaya literal siyang pag-define ng cumulative distribution function. Kaya may nagtatanong bakit sir tinawag normal distribution? Bakit
Opo.
yun ang naging pangalan niya?
Kaya pala may normal po na. Kasi parang it's wala lang. Ganun lang po na.
Or sometimes, pwedeng sasabihin na it's normally happening, palagi siyang nakikita in nature, in data, in human interaction. But actually, ang technical term ng normal distribution, Gaussian. It's a Gaussian distribution. Yun yung parang, sikat na technical term. Okay, so una, let's define muna anong ibig sabihin ng mga properties we're going to have. First, if you are to take the cumulative distribution function to negative infinity. So meaning what we're saying is that if you take the limit of your cumulative distribution function as x goes to negative infinity, what do you think would be the value of the cumulative distribution function? From the left siya pumupunta. Anong probability nito?
Ano po na?
Halimbawa dito sa mga ginawa natin kanina, ito, yan. Sa left na siya pumupunta. Ang x mo pumupunta sa left.
Opo.
Ganun din dito. Ang x mo pumupunta na sa left. Goes to negative infinity yan. So, anong probability meron ka?
0?
0. That's correct. O, baliktad natin.
Kasi it's so absurd po there must be more to this kaya. It's really
Tama. O, going to the right tayo ngayon. Positive infinity. Meaning, si x mo ngayon, hanggang papuntang positive infinity. So, what's the cumulative distribution function value nito?
1.
That's equal to 1. So that's one property na dapat natin intindihan. So, pero bakit this is the case? Bakit ito yung yung reason niya? So we can prove this actually. Pwede natin prove. Kasi when you write, kung isusulat natin in functional form, babalikan natin yung definition na to ng tinatawag na cumulative distribution function. O, balikan natin yan. So what we're saying now is that gawin ko siyang red. Ito, halimbawa. Okay? So the cumulative distribution function where your x goes to negative infinity is just the probability of the collection of omega in omega such that x and omega is less than or equal to the limit of x as x goes to negative infinity. So ang question ko is, ano yung probability na to? Meaning, anong collection, anong mga omega, ang laman ng omega that satisfies this condition? Diba? This is a set. Ang buong ito, this is all of this, ayan, all of that, this is a subset of your omega. So, ang question, anong subset meron ka? Probability of what subset? Again, uulitin ko Joshua, anong subset meron ka sa algebra mo na kung saan pinush mo to the left yung mga random variables mo? So anong laman ng omega meron that satisfies that? Meron ba? Yun ang tanong. Meron ka bang elements ng sample space mo that still satisfies na sobrang baba ng random variable?
The null set?
Oh, isa lang. Wala. So, it's the null set. So, what's the probability of a null event?
Siguro nothing po na.
That is?
Nothing po, 0.
Nothing, 0. Yan. So, similarly, ganun din dito. So, if we will, ibaliktad natin goes to infinity ngayon to. So, meaning, we are looking at the probability na kung saan ang mga sample points mo on the sample space satisfies a random variable such that ang random variable mo, ang x mo, goes to infinity. So meaning, what you're saying, ina-accommodate mo lahat ng mga points mo sa sample space. So ang tanong, what subset that satisfies this in your subset of sample spaces? So ano yon? Anong mga sample points?
Bale,
Ha?
lahat. It's
Lahat.
omega itself po na.
Tama. It's omega itself. So what's the probability of all of the sample points satisfies your condition?
1 po. Kasi omega.
That's correct. So that's it. Ito yung ibig niyang sabihin ng bakit yan ang unang property na meron tayo. Okay, next. Next property ay magdadagdag ako ng additional blank page. Okay. So property number 2. Number 2 property is that the function, cumulative function mo, is a monotonic non-decreasing function. Okay. By the way, anong naalala mo when you're talking about monotonic non-decreasing function?
Parang ganun lang po na hindi ever, yun nga po, non-decreasing, tapos parang flat or something po.
Flat siya. So, pero when you're talking about non-decreasing, so therefore, it can increase?
Siguro po. Pag ganun, parang sa mga ipon exponential functions.
Tama. Kasi parang you can imagine, mga community density function mo are parang ahas na S, yung itsura. Parang look like this. Ganun. Ganun. So, it is monotonic and non-decreasing. So, meaning, if this is A,
meron pala pong tawag sa mga ganun po.
ito, sigmoid function.
Yun, sigmoid po.
Sigmoid. So, sulat natin, sigmoid function. So, if this is your f of x of A, and this is your f of x of B, so what we're saying is that if A is less than B, then f of x of A is less than or equal, pwede equal, f of x of B. So ito yung ibig sabihin na pagiging monotonic and non-decreasing function. So the question is, how will we prove that this is true? So paano natin ipoprove totoo ito? So may proof ito actually. So let's prove this. Ito, maganda actually proof nito. So let me write the proof here. Okay, sa baba. So, can you tell me if this is true? Isulat ko lang. Since the omega of omega satisfying that the random variable of that omega is less than B is just equal to the following. Susulat ko ta, equal to the following. Omega of omega such that your random variable is less than A union your omega in omega satisfies A is less than X. Omega less than or equal to B. Ayan. Totoo ba yan? At bakit?
Ano po, kumbaga, nakasplit nga po siya by A.
Tama. Di ba? Ang condition natin,
Anything
Dito
less than
condition natin, it's A is less than B. Ayan. Magkaiba yan. So, ito lang. Totoo ba to? Ito yung set na yan. Napaka-technical na to, ano siya eh, pagsusulat ng set.
nawa. From ano na, from anything less than B is anything less than A and everything from A to B.
Tama. Parang you can imagine this way. This is your A, this is your B, di ba? Tapos, ang hinahanap natin is itong side na to. Yan. So therefore, ang gagawin natin, pwede nating hatayin yung mga random variables that satisfies less than A, which is this one. Di ba? Tapos, from A to B, ito mga random variables, nagsasatisfy ng from A to B. Medyo na gets?
Nawa.
Some question, can they intersect? Mag-i-intersect ba sila?
No, hindi ba?
No. Ang tawag dito, actually, yung term na gagamitin natin, ang dalawang events na to is what we call mutually
Exclusive.
exclusive. Dahil lang let me recall yung definition niya. Kasi when you're talking about mutually exclusive events, meaning they are partitioned together. Iba naman yung later when we define independent events. Yung independent events naman, yung ano na yan, you can split the product of the probabilities. So ito ngayon, mutually exclusive events. So meaning, one event, wala namang kinalaman yung pangalawang event. Tama naman. Kasi lahat ng mga points mo less than A has nothing to do with the points from A to B. So separate sila talagang dalawa. So my question is this. If I want to take the probability, kukunin ko yung probability on both sides. So if I'll take the probability of this collection, anong masasabi mo sa probability ng dalawang events na yan? Mutually exclusive. Naalala niyo pang mga mutually exclusive events? Itong formula. Ito, sa ano, basic probability ito. The probability of A union B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B minus the probability of A union B. So kung mutually exclusive ito ay magiging zero. So therefore, you are left with the probability of A union B is equal to the probability of A plus the probability of B. So therefore, in this case, kung ito,
so yung ano yung isa po, intersection po, yung minus.
sorry, intersection. Sorry, thank you for correcting.
Parang nalito po ako baka union tapos yung zero.
Intersection. You're correct. So, intersection yan. Okay. So, in this case, gamitin natin yung dalawang sets mo earlier. So, what's the probability ng buong ito? Yan. Kasi ito yung left-hand side. Ito na yan. So, how about the right-hand side? Anong masasabi mong probability niyan? Di ba mutually exclusive sila?
Ba?
So, therefore, what will be the probability? So, would you agree na pwede na natin ito ma-split itong probability ito plus
siguro pwede. Opo.
Hindi siguro pwede, kundi pwede talaga. So, this is because mutually exclusive sila. So, therefore, we can write this as...
Pagka may link po sila, kumbaga may intersection, hindi po sila pwede talagang i-separate. May some sort of dependency po yung isa.
Pero iba din ang concept ng tinatawag na independence. Iba din ang concept ng mutually exclusive. So, I want you to read on that. Basahin mo kung anong ibig sabihin ng dalawa na yan. So, let me write this down muna. As x omega is less than A. So that's the first one. Plus the probability of omega is less than A less than X omega of B. Ayan. Okay. But, take note. Gusto natin, ito yung condition na gusto natin gagawin. We will get rid of the second addends. And gusto lang natin i-consider yung unang addends that look like this. So therefore, you are left with the probability of omega in omega such that x omega is less than or equal to A. Okay? But in this case, yung dalawang probability na to, the first one is just the definition of your cumulative density function B. Yung pangalawa dito, this is just the definition of your cumulative distribution function on A. Okay? So therefore, what we have shown are the following. Ito na yun. Na-satisfy natin ang condition ng pagiging monotonic at ang pagiging non-decreasing. Alright? So for medyo naintindihan ba, Joshua?
Tama.
Alright. Next meeting, we will continue discussing the two topics. One will be on discrete random variables. Okay? Tapos we will introduce the discrete density function. Sunod naman na discussion, we will talk about continuous random variables para i-introduce na natin yung probability density function. So ito na yung mga pag-aaralan natin ng mga function that has to do with probabilities. Kasi later, when we introduce na mga different types of mga density functions, like mga discrete densities like Bernoulli, binomial, Poisson.
Saan ano po na? Saan PD po na? Pwede po
O,
saan?
ayun. Poisson distribution function. So, at tapos saan yung mga applications ito? Then next, yung palaging sikat, yung normal distribution, tapos mga gamma distribution, exponential distribution, and so on and so forth. So ito yung mga separate na mga discussions that we will going to have. But first, we need to understand paano siya kinocompute, paano siya ginagamit before we will do the applications. We're hoping na sa huli, once matapos na natin lahat ng mga distributions, we need to understand yung mga other things, like we're hoping na ma-reach natin yung discussion about likelihood functions and the maximum likelihood functions. Kasi maganda siya way to do some goodness of fit. Meaning, kung meron kang data, anong magandang distribution that will be used to fit the said data set. So, kailangan natin matutunan yung tinatawag na likelihood functions or the maximum likelihood functions. So for now, Joshua, sa ngayon, ito lang muna magiging discussion ko sa inyo. So nagmumukha na siyang, pero statistics to, this is probability, parang hindi siya probability. Kung tatanungin mo yung mga first year students na to, sir, wag po muna. So it's something na really high na mga discussion in statistics, and I hope medyo in the future you could recall all of this and be able to use this nicely sa future mo na gustong gagawin. So by the way, i-announce ko na lang in advance, Joshua, on Thursday hindi kita mamimit because I have a defense na atenan with Ateneo de Manila. So although online yun, so I cannot meet you on Thursday, so I'll meet you again on Tuesday.
Okay ba?
Next week. And on Thursday, tingnan natin because may travel ako may biyahe ako to Palawan. Kung makakaabot ako sa location namin, so magdi-discuss tayo. Okay? So, although andyan lang naman ako sa Prato Princesa. So, I'll message you surely I'll meet you on Tuesday, pero hindi pa ako sure on Thursday next week. Kasi titingnan ko kung saan aabot yung biyahe. So, but I'll message you in advance. Okay?
Okay
So,
ba?
yun. So, our next discussion would be on discrete random variables, discrete distribution, continuous random variables, and probability density functions. So that's it for a while. Any questions so far?
Ano mo?
All right, so that's it for a while. Thank you very much, Joshua.
Sir, meron
So
ba kayo?
Ah, may naman.